So finally, after a year of being delayed, finally have the PWToys Ada Wong. I had high expectations for this figure, so we're going to see if it lives up to those expectations. First, we'll take a quick look at the box, then look at the accessories, then the figure itself, and then do some comparisons. So the box is pretty standard, but what's interesting is when you compare it to the PWToys Leon box, they went with a different layout. The quality of the pictures on the box is still low quality. Some of the logo is different and the writing is different, so that is kind of interesting. So the actual accessories that it comes with a few different guns, like a tactical shotgun. Now what's kind of cool about this is the pump actually does move, and the stock is removable, but you can't move the actual peg that it goes onto. So it's more like an extendable stock, so that is cool. And she also comes with two Mac 10s. Nice level of detail. It does have a removable magazine on both of them, which is also cool. And she also comes with her signature crossbow. Now this some of the plastic on here is a little bit fragile, so I would be careful when posing the figure with this weapon. She also comes with 3 arrows, a pack of salt, 6 interchangeable hands, and the tesseract. Right, so now here's the actual figure, and I had a lot of high expectations for this figure, and I'm just going to go from the top down and just comment on everything. Now, I think this head sculpt is pretty good. I think it's pretty accurate. Shows us her flashlight on the side of her head here, and this does fall out, so I would be careful when posing the head, because this does tend to fall out. And I'll probably end up gluing it in there just so I don't have that problem. And the head is on this peg, which goes down to a ball joint in the neck. Now the top part of the body here is kind of like a rubbery material, but it still allows a decent amount of motion around. She also has her necklace, which does like to turn around, and it's kind of hard to shift it to the front. But here's what the necklace looks like. So the head movement is pretty good. Now the actual material of the shirt here is kind of like a shiny material, and it does feel like that kind of material. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. And the shoulder articulation isn't that hindered by it. Shoulders go up that far. They do swivel and they're on a butterfly joint. I'm not sure what the setup in there is exactly, but it does have some kind of a butterfly joint, and it does rotate pretty good, actually better than I expected. It does rotate. You can even go like all the way around. And there's a swivel, bicep swivel, and there's a double elbow joint. Then we have the glove here, which is made out of a kind of a pleather material. Maybe the same as the pants, probably the same material as the pants. And these do, I guess, a decent job of covering the wrist, because if you move them up too much, you expose the wrist, and that does not look good. You can move it around and it's not stuck in one place. So the hands, which are just the standard import style, and the hands are easy to take on and off, unlike the PWToys Leon. So that is the one thing that it has better. She also has her shoulder holster. This is one weapon that I forgot to mention earlier, but this is her 1911 pistol. And the magazine is removable. And then down lower on the figure, one of the buttons actually came off the shirt, so I have it in the box. I'll just have to glue it on later, so be careful of that. Now the bell is floating, so you can move it around, and it has this plastic chain here, more pockets for stuff. Now one thing that did bother me, in the promotional pictures you could see her kind of stomach was exposed, but I don't have that problem with the figure in hand, although it does, if you move it, the shirt will move up, but you can hide that with the belt, so it's not really a problem. The waist articulation feels like there's 2 points of articulation. Dumbbell joint down here, dumbbell joint up here, maybe. Again, not entirely sure. You can get a decent amount of motion out of that, so that is good. Now the legs kind of worry me because the material of the pant does look like the material will get stressed over time and maybe start to flake and stretch and not go back to its original form. But she does have very good range in the legs articulation, so full splits, no problem. But see, you can see the creasing, and then you kind of have to pull it down to make it flat. And then legs moving forward, again, no problem, full range. No thigh swivel, I don't think so. There's a swivel at the ball joint on the hip, but not lower than that. Double knees, again, same problem. If you leave it in a pose like this, it'll probably stretch over time and then not go back to its original form. Or the ankles are a separate piece, so you can rotate it, although it does get caught on the cloth material here. And the boots are kind of this softer kind of rubber, and she does have tiny bit of ankle movement. But it is kind of hard to stand her, which is why I have this Figma stand here. Now let's do a couple comparisons. Of course, first here is the PWToys Leon, the companion figure to this Ada. So, and they look pretty good together. But one thing that is interesting is the height. She does look kind of a little bit too short, so I think she should be a little bit taller. But I mean, it's not that bad, honestly. Of course, here's the Toys Leon. The Toys Leon is a little bit taller than the PWToys Leon, so that's what they look like together, not too bad. Then of course I have to bring this abomination back on camera, which I don't totally hate. It's just a pretty disappointing experience that I've had with this figure. If anyone was curious, you can swap the heads between the Empty Toys Ada and the PWToys Ada, and here's how it looks. The head is a little bit big, but it does fit on there. And this is not too bad, it's kind of weird. And then for the normies out there, here's Marvel Legends Iron Man. So of course Iron Man's going to be taller. And next to G.I. Joe, Flint, with my custom Ryan Gosling Black Series Clone Trooper. And here it is next to some imports. Figma Rin Shibuya, SH Fig Arts Chris Pratt. Last but not least, Patriot Studio Joker. So I do think the figure does live up to my expectations for the most part. I do like the articulation and the way the figure looks. I am a fan of the game, Resident Evil 6, so it is cool to finally have a figure of this quality in my collection. I don't normally rate figures, but I guess I'd give this like an 8 out of 10.
What the freak? Stop shooting at me! I'm not a zombie! I just want to sing karaoke with my friend Leon.